Here we go again, guys. It is another episode of Stock Market Review. My name is I am Coach Lud. Welcome back to the channel. This is LUWEP Trading. Again, we have a big move expected for tomorrow. A big move tomorrow. Don't be surprised what I'm seeing currently as far as expected move is about pretty much between 7 to 9 points. So this is something you can see whether it's a gap up or gap down or an intraday move. So expect some volatility middle of the day. This is going to be a very, very rocky day. All right. It is a big move, but there's no direction yet. All right. Let the price action show you guys exactly where we're going to go. Take your time. Just because the market just opened at 9:31 and maybe you see there's a nice big green candle, don't jump in and start buying calls. Just take time. At least I'll tell you guys at the very least, give the market about 5 minutes. All right, let it at the very least. For me personally, I'm not trading until at the very least 15 minutes. All right, unless it's small cap, I'm not touching anything with the S&P and P and whatever. This is how we get those manipulation candle right in the beginning, and just when you think you think you just figured out or know what's about to happen, and then it quickly reverses on you. So take your time, guys. This is not an opinion. I'm just letting you guys know based on just based on what I've seen in the market, especially the past couple of days. I've seen a lot of shenanigans, a lot of manipulations very early on. Stay patient, manage risk, and let the market show its head. All right, you don't have to definitely try to go and anticipate where the market is going to go. There's always going to give an entry, get an entry, right? The market will give you an entry, whether it's at the open or whether it's a midday or even 15, 30 minutes from now. All right, so just wait. Just wait, find your levels, and be very patient. Anyway, thank you guys for being here again. If you are here, make sure to like and subscribe. Smash the like button for me. Let me know where you guys are watching from. As usual, if you guys have questions, Empire Path, I see you here. Thank you for being here. As always, I always see you here. I appreciate that. And you guys always know, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Now, we're going to get going with it. What exactly is going on today? We are not doing anything crazy. Let's take a look at the chart, guys. Let's try to dig in the chart. Let me just remove this out right now. Uh, up. Okay. So I currently have the chart pulled up. And as a reminder, this is our motto. Our motto is POP. This is POP, and that stands for, in case you are new here, right? I'm gonna make sure I spell that out for everyone, so that way you guys do not miss anything. You don't forget it. You saw it. You know exactly what that is. All right. What exactly does that stands for? This stands for. Where's my tool? This is process over profit. All right. Process over profit. What exactly does that mean? It means exactly that. We're going to follow our process, and by following the process, the profit will come. We don't have to rush it, right? You have your process, just stick with it. Once again today, what are we looking at? Why did I not jump in and say, hey, and start selling things and get out of position and start buying a bunch of puts and whatever? As a matter of fact, one thing I'll let you guys, I took a very, very small play. I sort of played both sides on that one. I hedged it, but I actually took some calls. All right, and you guys can hold me to that going into tomorrow. I'm letting you guys know right now, like you see it. I bought some calls. So before I even go any further, I'm gonna mark those in purple. We close right around 681. We have about a 9 point move that we're looking at for. Okay, that's the SPX. Let's check the SPY. Since most of you guys trade the SPY, we're going to go into the SPY. We close at 685, 7 to 9 points move. So let's say I'm gonna, okay, let's be conservative. I'm gonna go out right around 692, and right down here, same thing. If we go down, we are looking at possibly going down. Let me see. I did a six on the way up, six on the way down. So let's say about a 680. Okay. I'm gonna change those to purple so you guys can see that. You guys can either go ahead and mark those on your charts, right? You guys can go ahead and mark those on your charts, or how do I put that here? There you go. Either you guys go ahead and mark those on your charts. Let me remove this right for now. Although that support still held, or make a mental note of it, or write it somewhere. So this is the range with our possible range for tomorrow. We may gap up and just go exactly there, right? Just understand as soon as we get to that level, those levels right around there, we should be experiencing some heavy resistance. Maybe we'll slide through it. We can push it up. Maybe we'll push it back down. As soon as if we start going down, we got down to this level. Expect to find some support level as well. All right. So there's no, just that way you guys know exactly what to expect when you get to certain levels. All right. So again, what did we see today? Let's go over what we see today, guys. It was the exact same thing. We went down, right? We went down, and all we did, we came right on support, which is the trend line. I have the trend line. You got the trend. See, it came and bounced right off of it. Once again, nothing changed, nothing to be updated. Support is still holding. Now, just so we can have a much cleaner chart, I'm going to switch over to the SPX to finish that review. All right. So again, if we are looking at that, what exactly are we still seeing? What did I tell you guys yesterday? We might just keep spending time right in there. All right, that's what I'm looking at. We might spend a little more time right in there. Doing what? Just watching the market pretty much consolidating and price contracting before we get an eventual complete big move up. Now let's dig in a little bit just so we can see exactly how we're shaping up. If we go in the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hours keep showing us that we're finding support at that level. All right. Although we're completely down, this is supposed to have great momentum. If you're looking at the MACD, let me push that up so we all can see the MACD. This is the MACD right there. You can see the MACD is pointing down. So when the MACD is pointing down like that, we're supposed to have a lot of momentum to carry us down, but we're not seeing the push. Meaning I'm not going to say that's retail. I'm going to say there are some big institutions that's sitting at those levels as well, and that's just buying things up. They are buying and buying and buying. All right. But the same thing is happening. Once you get to support level, you can see these guys are dumping massively. We have a massive rejection. Nothing is short, nothing is slow, nothing gives you time. It's like once we start heading into a direction, intraday, it just go. There's no resistance around those levels. All right, heading right back into the chart. Here we go. We get back into the chart. So this is the 4 hours. You guys could see it. Going to 2 hours. Do we have any pattern being formed here? We don't have anything. There is no pattern. Remember yesterday when I was telling you guys, hey, it seems like we're making a bull flag right here, but at the same time, we cannot ignore a possible double top. I literally told you guys that yesterday. And what exactly happened? We had a double top right there that pushed the market right down to this level. Exactly what I was talking about. All right, that's exactly what we did. Let's go in the 30 minutes, see how we're looking, because sometimes the 30 minutes could be a little early to show you what's going on, right? So as of right now, this is what I like right now. What I'm seeing right now, I'm liking that. Why am I liking it? You can see we're possibly building a bit of a double bottom. All right. So again, potential to move up. That is a double bottom. That is great. At the same time, we also have to be careful. We have to be careful because all of that could just be what? A bold flag that just happened. All right. So I mean a bear flag. I'm sorry, guys. A bear flag. All right. So this is why this is what I'm saying. Like you guys can every single time we have a pattern that shows up, we have other patterns that shown up as well. But so you have to pay attention to both. So it's a if this happened, this is what we're gonna have. For us to have, for that to end up completing that double bottom, we need to break what we call the neckline. All right, like when you see a W, right? It's like this. So what we call the neckline would be right here, this level, right there. The peak right in the middle, that's the neckline. That pretty much let us know we're going to have the second leg, which is that part to complete that double bottom. All right. So that's what we are looking at. So as far as tomorrow, if you are trading tomorrow, again, wait. Put your alert in. You don't have to sit there and watch it. With TradingView, I hope you guys use TradingView or whatever, whichever platform actually you're using. Just make sure on there and just click on put an alert there, so that way once we cross, you can easily just get back, come back and see when the movie is happening. Because a lot of times when you guys are just sitting there doing nothing, right, you get bored. This is the probably the worst thing that can happen to you when you're trading. When you're trading, I'm gonna show you guys something. When you're trading and you get bored, you end up taking bad trades. So this is something personally I had to work on to help myself get more disciplined. You do whatever you need to do, all right? Don't have that ego, or some people that saying, well, um I have to be able to do this. You know what? Find whatever works for you. If you need to get up, walk away, just get up and walk away. Go do something else. Keep your mind busy. Keep yourself busy. Me personally, what exactly do I do? Because I sit in front of the chart. I'm watching the charts all the time. For me to not do anything stupid, this is what I do. All right. I do a cube. I just complete my cube. I'll do it over and over and over. I will do the cube. This is how I make sure that I keep my mind and keep myself busy while I'm waiting for certain levels to hit. So that way I don't get FOMO into positions that I shouldn't gotten into, and I'm not feeling bored and just taking positions willy nilly. All right. I'm gonna switch over to the SPX right now, guys, because the SPX sort of give us a bit of an indication, because why? It has after hours market. So we can see after the market close what's possibly happening after the market close. All right. So this is what we are looking at right now. Again, you guys can see this. This is the possibility of us doing a double bottom and moving up. That is the. You guys see how this is slightly different than what we saw from the SPX. You'll see that that shows a little different. All right. So there's possibly a couple of different patterns you can probably say you saw that you see there. Yesterday when I talked to you guys, I told you, hey, that was the day before. We might see something like that happen, and that's what happened. And it seemed like we were rallying up. I was like, hey, we need to get above this level, right? For us to be able to do anything, and we never really could got no, actually, that's where we were. Well, right there, I told you guys this seems more like a bull flag, but let's wait and see what happens, right? I mean a bear flag, and guess what? Was a bit of a bear flag. We actually went back down. Now, one of the patterns I'm looking at right now is our what? Inverted head and shoulder pattern. I'm not a big fan because the right shoulder is being made at a lower level, right? The right shoulder is being formed at a lower level, so I'm not very confident about that. But at the same time, you can see it. As of right now, you can see it. Again, that's on the 30 minutes. So we have a bit of a little hope. And then you guys could see I have a trend line that came all through here. That's an old trend line that came all through here. That's been holding. That's where it came to find some support level. And once again, if you take a look at the MACD, the MACD tells you what we are doing a bullish divergence, right? And that would do a what? In case you're not familiar with this pattern, so that would be giving you a falling wedge. So we have a fallen wedge pattern. Fallen wedge are also something that is very bullish, but we need to break out of this wedge pattern. If we break out of this wedge pattern, most likely what I'm anticipating is a move like that, get rejected at this level, pull back, push up. This is what we should be looking for. All right. So that right there, right now, this looks very good. I will tell you guys right now, this, in the 30 minutes. Um. Okay. Yep. That happens every single night, man. Every single night. I appreciate that. There you go. Got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Right there. This is what I'm looking at, guys. In the 30 minutes. This right here is the 30 minutes. In the 30 minutes, you guys can see that this is a falling wedge pattern. A falling wedge are typically a very bullish pattern. We just need to break out of the pattern, probably do something like that, retrace, and push back up. And what I also like about it, we have we have that happening. This is our confirmation. Well, not confirmation, but another point of reference. I already traced it, but I'll do it again since I didn't have my screen on again. Right here, guys, higher low. This is a low, and the MACD also just made a higher low, meaning as of right now, we having a bullish divergence. All right, we're making lower low on the chart, but the MACD telling you, hey, actually there's momentum. Typically, this is happening because there are people buying heavy at those levels. All right, that's typically what that signal is. And on top of that, you could also consider that, as I was saying, you guys we can consider. Oh my goodness, that's a little too much. We can consider this as a bit of a inverted head and shoulder pattern. So that's what we are looking at. The 30 minutes is very bullish. It doesn't mean I'm gonna look at the other ones to see if we have any contrarian point, because another one that's very important as well is the 2 hours. The 2 hours has not yet crossed up, which I actually do not like. The 2 hours has not yet crossed up, and we are still in negative territory for the 2 hours. You guys can see that here. And I think I'm seeing something else in the 2 hours that makes me a little iffy, and I'll show you guys that as well. Let me just show that. What we can see in the 2 hours is we are also having a possible head and shoulder pattern. All right. So we are also having a possible head and shoulder pattern right there. So I don't like that. So that's how you have contrarian viewpoints. So you have to be careful. So if you for example, if I'm trading tomorrow and I'm going to take that to go up, right? I'm going to make sure I wait for that break, right? Let me just go back so I can have the exact thing that I had. I will definitely wait for a break of this trend line, that downward trend line. I need to see a break of that first, right? I need to see a break of that. Although it seems good right now. It seems like it look good right now. We're doing a double bottom right out of trend line, so that means we have some support. When those type of moves are happening at support level, I like them even more. But then again, this is a 30 minutes. We have pre-market to happen, so we'll see how pre-market behaves tomorrow morning to see if we can get any indication of what might happen. If we go on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hours unfortunately giving us the exact same pattern as the 2 hours. But then again, remember the 30 minutes is our leading indicator, right? That's our leading indicator because the 30 minutes happens before. So the 30 minutes will show us, okay, is this double bottom is really going to go into effect, or was that just a bit of a fake out and the head and shoulder pattern actually is what's going to be developed. For us to get into a head and shoulder pattern, personally, I would wait way down after we actually take that trend line, and I need to see confirmation. What, as you guys could see, all those days, right? Let me just pull that up. So all those days that we yesterday we came to that trend line, we never closed below that trend line. We pierced it, we never closed below, right? Not one candle left close below. So that means that dynamic support is holding strong, right? That dynamic support is holding very, very strong. So this is what we are currently looking at. Now let me go. This is our problem child. The Qs is our problem child. The Qs actually broke level. That's what we need to push up. All right. We need this to close. If we're going to go up, we need this to close higher than this candle. Any close below this tomorrow, confirm the move. Anything confirms that move. Because if you're looking at that, right, all the strong support that we have, so we technically we lost them. All right. So we had a strong support level here. We lost that. We have another bit of support, like right around there. That's where we are, right here. And then we're going to have another level. This is the last line of defense. This one, this one is the last line of defense. So we have a little bit of a cushion, but it's still like 20 points. I mean, from here, that's like that's a lot, right? I mean, technically, it's not a lot as far as percentage, but because we at 600 level, so that seems like a lot. But then again, tomorrow's going to be a volatile day. But if we lose this level, guys, we are in trouble. All right. If we look, because those are closer, it might give you some time to get out. But once we lose this, we're talking about possibly heading way down here to like 560. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, like a 25-point move, no stop, no stop in between. All right, that's the kind of move that can happen. So if we want to let's take a look again and see exactly. Actually, let me just dig into that and see exactly what happened today. And this is why I'm telling you guys, hey, you know what? Just take your time. Don't rush things. Take your time and see what's happening. Let's see. If I'll go into 1 minute. If you go into 1 minute, if you think this is about to just crash down, you got in here, you didn't really get the push you are looking for. It bounced back. Again, you see that? This is why you wait. Let all this is indecision and manipulation. Let the market settle. Why did I say give the market at least 5 minutes? Because at the very least, the first 5 minutes sort of like gives you an idea of what might happen, right? Now, if we step up just a little more, when I say give the market 15 minutes, see, once the market has had that 15 minutes today, you can see there's a clear direction. All right? Because why? One, we already broke below this structure level, right? Support level right there. We already broke through that, and you can see where we're heading. And you can see that move. Whew, that was a violent move. That was a great move down. If anyone was able to capture that move today, man, major props to you guys. You should have done very well if you capture that today. But one thing I'll let you guys know once again. If you are here, make sure to like the stream. Comment, subscribe, share the video. I would really appreciate that because that helps me get this video out to more people. That helps the algorithm push it out. I want to keep doing this for you guys, but obviously seeing the channel growing actually also give me more motivation. Now that I'm saying I don't have any motivation, I would not be here. But of course, everybody likes to see that your work is being appreciated. So I thank you guys for being here every single night. Let me take a quick look again at our good friend Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not Bitcoining. That's about the best I could put it, because Bitcoin is typically a stock that well, an asset class that likes to push up. And right now, Bitcoin is just flat out collapsing. This looks like something that's not going to reverse. And here's the thing. So I'm going to give you guys two different scenarios. We don't even need the chart for that. So I'll promise. I'll make sure I'm here to switch back. As an asset class, I do not see the use case of what exactly we're going to use Bitcoin for that's going to push it up. Because remember, as Bitcoin was pushing up, there were a lot of promises. New administration coming in, they were pro crypto. A lot of people was putting money in crypto. You are going to be able to make transfer with crypto. Some banks and hedge funds were incorporating crypto on their stuff for transaction and things like all. There was a lot of there was like wind at our back, right, pushing us. And then a few things happen. I'm not gonna make this political. You can research now on and see what happened that actually mess up the crypto market from the get-go. Once that happened and crypto crashed, right? Because when that whole thing happened, a lot of people lost money. A lot of people who love Bitcoin has put a lot of money on Bitcoin. Were they they were taken. They were pretty much taken. All right. So because of that, now you have so many people that got liquidated. They don't have any money to put in crypto right now because they lost their account. Right. So retail traders don't no longer have the capital to push Bitcoin up. And you're not seeing any other news coming out about, oh, this company are using Bitcoin as their reserve or they adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. You're not seeing those stuff anymore. So this is the bad case, the worst case scenario for Bitcoin. I just don't see the story anymore, right? Now, on the flip side, what do they say about the market? The market is when there's blood on the streets, this is when you buy. Meaning, right now, sentiment is so negative. So many people are now shorting Bitcoin because it's going to. Now you start seeing the crazy stuff about it's going to 100. All right, really going to 100. Nothing's impossible, but the chart is not telling me that right now. So when sentiment is that negative for an asset class or for a stock, for any equity, this is the kind of environment that creates short squeezes. All right. So it would not surprise me to see in the very near future if Bitcoin can find some solid ground, even some little glimpse of hope, and to see a nice rally. Now, I don't know if that rally will sustain, right? A lot of people might take advantage of the rally to actually get out of position. So they might just sell the rip. So that may very well happen. But I do think we might have something like that because as of right now, sentiment is so bad out there. Like it's so bad. There's nobody out there trying to comment on social media telling you that they bought Bitcoin today. All right. If you've seen it, I think you just saw a unicorn, or you saw a liar. That nobody's coming on bragging about their Bitcoin portfolio. All right. A lot of those guys got completely wiped out because when those big drops happened, they were over leveraged. And their accounts got liquidated. That's really what happens. That's a big problem for a lot of people. Anyway, back to the chart. If we are looking at the chart once again, as I'm telling you guys, so this is the daily, still pointing straight down. If I go on the weekly does not look any better. As a matter of fact, as I showed you guys before, this is what the weekly is pretty much looking like, which is not good. Which is not good. This is what the weekly is looking like. So we look like we may be just like heading down further. Or if you even if you just want to do that as a static, if you want to do that as some sort of like static whatever, this is the lower right shoulder. I mean, it does not look good at all. As of right now, it doesn't look good, and that's the weekly, right? So if I go in the 2 hour, in the 4 hours, if I go in the 4 hours, oh my goodness. Once again, what do you guys see in the 4 hours? It is the exact same thing I just reviewed with you guys. That was that possibility thing. This is the head. It's a little right shoulder here, and then you guys can see the drop. All right. So that's literally what just happened here that's in the 4 hour time frame. Again, still bad news. And again, if you wanna pull up the MACD, what is it that we see? We see bearish divergence. All right, we see bearish divergence. Now let's do the 2 hours. Sorry guys, I got to keep getting a little bit of water because I feel like I'm coming down with a bit of a cold. If we look at the 2 hours, nothing good. Not going to lie to you guys. For Bitcoin, I don't see it right now. As of right now, I just don't see it. It's like, oof, oh my goodness. I really don't see it, man. I don't. I know a lot of you guys holding Bitcoin, but as of right now, I really don't see it. All I'm seeing is this. All right, we're just there stepping down, and then we do that, consolidate, we crash, and this is what we're doing. This is like straight downward pressure. That's a lot of selling, a lot of people getting taken out. Let's see if I can find a trend line to. So far, I don't think we can find a trend line to save our life, man. We just cannot find a trend line to save us as of right now. If I try to take this here and do that, oh my God, guys, we that's a long way to go for that trend line. Okay. If I try to withdraw that, trying to look for any glimpse of a bit of optimism, unfortunately, if I even try to use this low as the trend line, we just broke below that level. And honestly, look at that. This is almost too perfect. This is almost too perfect. All right, that's what we're looking at, guys. I don't mean to scare you if you hold Bitcoin. I just want to give you guys, tell you guys, show you guys exactly what's going on, and try to prepare you guys. I mean, you guys remember, if you mess with me, you know, since I've been telling you guys, hey, I'm seeing bad news on Bitcoin, yada yada. This look like we having a head and shoulder pattern, and you guys saw it here. We collapsed. And then at this level, I told you, hey, it seems like we are doing a bear flag. And then what did we do? Yeah, we did a bear flag, and then we collapsed. All right, I'm giving it to you guys straight. Um, you can use that, or you could do nothing. All right, nothing I say is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell any of your assets. Right. All I'm doing is letting you guys know what I'm doing and reviewing the technical and trying to translate what the chart is telling me, making it make sense for you guys. Now, If you're going to take any action, I recommend that you do your own research or double check your work or contact a financial advisor. Again, I'm not, and nothing I say is for you to buy, hold, or sell. But one thing that I do know, the chart typically says, or at least give us the probability what might happen next. Everything we see, remember, every single thing we see, all we're looking at it, all we're looking for is probabilities. All right, what's the path of least resistance? All right, so imagine, for example, right, um, you trapped in, like for example, when you have something like that, the analogy I like to use is like imagine you are in a house that's on fire and all the doors are locked and the only door that's actually open or window that's open is this one. What would you do? You want to get out? You you take it. Same thing with the stock market. It's typically the path of least resistance unless there's some news. That's typically how the stock market operates. Okay. All right. Aside from that, let me see if I have any questions here. Okay, we don't have any questions. So that's Bitcoin. Ether. It's been a while since we actually review Ether. Well, you guys remember since when we actually had those levels here? I draw that level since we were way up there when we broke that trend line. That's when I had that, and I told you guys this is where I see this going. Like I mean, you guys know, you guys are here with me all the time. You can go back and actually watch some of the old stream way back in December when I was when I was reviewing that. That was December when I was telling beginning of December, as a matter of fact, when I was telling you guys that say, hey, seems like we lost this, we need to recapture it. If not, this is where we might go, and you guys could see exactly where we are. And I'll show you guys another example just to really show you guys what exactly technical analysis is all about. So I saw this move being done. I called this way up there. So this was a combination of a couple of things, right? That's our KLB. That stock went up like crazy. First thing I did the trend line. So the trend line, let me just remove that so you guys can see. So I did this trend line, and that trend line just showed me the okay, this is possibly the top. Soon as we got to that level, we rejected. When we rejected, that's where I bought puts. Now, I'll tell you guys, I messed up on that one. I should have stayed on that one a little longer, cause yeah, I made some, but I think I got out like around there because I was like, okay, that's beginning of the move. I wanna get out here, and if we get that head and shoulder pattern completely formed, I'll take it below the neckline, which I need to put my outlet again back there because it pierced today and then it bounced right back up. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Once you have the moves and they show you what's going to happen, the market like to take the path of least resistance. That's just the way it is. So we just all we try to do is figure out how we can find what's the path of least resistance, what's the probability that the market most likely going to take that path. It confirms it, and we just ride it. Easy. We don't have to take the entire move. That's all we need to do. But anyway, for those of you guys that are part of the community and you guys are members, I will be on Teams right after this call. I know it's already 40, but this goes a little just slightly a bit longer. I know we have a couple of trades to review. We had a couple of great trades. I want to congratulate Jimmy, one of the members, who took a great trade with me today on the futures, ES futures, to make some money. We trade the futures live. This is a different thing. If you are interested in trading futures and copy my trade there, reach out to me. and whatever, we can have a conversation to see if there is something that we can do for you. So one of the things that I do with people now is once you come to trade with me with futures, I will give you a strategy and I will give you an account with about 50K. That's the test you have to pass. But once you pass that test, you will get 50K for you to actually trade with. This is how it is, and your head is actually hold your head doing it because I'm taking trades and you can see what I'm doing and I'm explaining what I'm doing and then you have that plan. All right. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. It was a pleasure. The market is setting up for a big move tomorrow, so be ready. All right. So be ready. Tomorrow is supposed to be volatile. And how do I come up with those numbers? There are specific formulas. It's based on where the market is, imply volatility, the VIX, and so on. So that says, hey, tomorrow we might have an up to a $7 to $9 move. That's what's pricing in. Again, because that's what's priced in, that's a probability. Now, if those guys really want to mess with us, they can just have the market range bound the entire day. But that's not what is scheduled to happen today. Based on the volume, the money coming into the option market is preparing for a big move tomorrow. All right. So anyway, best of luck tomorrow, guys. Uh, be patient. Get in, get green, get out. Follow your process. Don't do anything crazy. Don't FOMO into any trade. Again, just want to reiterate that little small thing. If you can find something like this or whatever it is you can find, something you can work on while you're sitting there, so you don't get bored and start taking trade. You should not take. I really, really, really hope that you guys find a way to make sure you're not bored and start taking trade you're not supposed to take out of bottom. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Best of luck tomorrow. Stay green, stay alert, stay patient, and follow the process. Go get that money, guys. Take care. Ciao.